Do you charge for like a consultation?
It depends. I mean, I don't, it depends. If somebody is wanting to, like a for sale by owner, and they're wanting consulting, then yes, I'm going to charge for consulting because why else would I spend my time with them? But if they're wanting to potentially list their business with me, then, that's
Mhm.
a whole nother thing. Then no, then I'm going through the process of trying to pre-qualify them to see if I want to take on the engagement, because
Mhm.
probably 9 out of 10 I end up turning down. 8 to 9 out of 10, 80 to 90% of the time, they're just not ready to sell, and it's not a good use. See, the one thing you guys have to understand is that every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else.
Mhm.
So if you're saying yes to a bad listing, you're obligating yourself to spend time putting together marketing information, and, you know, and you're spending your money marketing this business, but so you're spending a lot of time, energy, and effort to market something, and if it only has a 20% probability of success, then why do it?
Mhm.
You should be saying no to those,
Mhm.
or directing them to somebody who can help them get to the target price they're looking for, or whatever the issues are, build transferable value if it's owner centric. I mean, just whatever the issue is that makes it unsaleable, you can still help them without taking it on as a listing. Taking it on as an engagement when it's not ready to sell is not actually helping them, because if you go to Biz by Sell, you look at their insights report,
Mhm.
you'll see that 2023, all 4 quarters, they had somewhere around 33,000, 34,000 businesses for sale that were listed. And those, I just learned at the IBDA conference, that is not even the for sale by owners. That's only the ones that are broker listed. Okay. So
Oh.
33 to 34,000. And then if you look, those same quarters, look at the number of businesses that are actually sold. It's like 2,600.
Oh
So you're
wow.
talking about 6 to 7% of the businesses that are actually selling, and these are the ones that are broker listed.
Oh, okay.
Now, when you start factoring in the ones that are for sale by owner, where the
Mhm.
owner has no idea how to value business, you know,
Yeah.
so it's not doing anybody a favor. You're not doing yourself a favor. You're not doing the client a favor when you take a bad listing. You're just setting their expectations completely wrong. You're going to do a lot of work that you're never going to get compensated for. And it's just, talk about, in business brokerage, we're always trying to create a win-win. You
Mhm.
take a bad listing, you're creating a lose-lose, because you're going to
Mhm.
lose and so's your client.
Mhm. Yeah.
So now we take listings that we don't necessarily know are bad, because we've done some preliminary due diligence, we've seen the numbers, everything looks good, but what the client hasn't told us is that their business is in a free fall, and
Mhm.
they didn't give us the 2024 numbers or something like that. So now you have a buyer, and you're moving things along, and then the buyer says, okay, well, how's the business doing currently? And you talk to the seller about that and say, give me your sales numbers, and they'll stall and drag their feet and have excuses why they can't provide them. And when they finally do get them to you, you see that, oh my God, the business is in pre-fall.
Mhm.
I can't sell it at the price we said we could sell it for, because you're not doing the numbers you were doing then.
You're
Right.
right.
So,
Right.
so things happen, and sometimes we end up with listings that are bad that originally we thought were good.
Mhm.
Um, and that's unfortunately because business is dynamic, right?
Yeah.
So just because a business was doing great the last 3 years doesn't mean that it didn't just fall off a cliff.
Mhm.
So, so yeah, things can happen, but when you know up front that there's a reason the business is probably going to be a really, really tough sell, or the seller is not going to be cooperative, or and they're not going to provide the documentation that a buyer is going to want. All of those are just creating obstacles, putting obstacles in your own way.
Mhm.
So, I mean, you can take them on, but it's just, After a
Yeah,
while, you
no,
get tired of beating your head against a brick wall,
right. No,
trying
the
to make
record
something to
keeping is,
nothing.
yeah, the record keeping is good. I mean, they're on it.
Yeah.
But what I don't see is a cash flow specified. And so I'm kind of questioning that now in terms of that. But yeah, no, I guess, I would love to, see what, I'll be meeting with them again, and then I'm just gonna really get to the bottom. I'll ask them, look, pretend I'm a buyer. I like to, go ahead and look at your financials now. Can we take a look at it and just go over it with them in terms of me being a buyer so that they understand this is what buyers will expect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, these days I don't even take an engagement, and my process is they have to send me the most recent 3 years of tax returns,
Uh-huh.
profit and loss, balance sheets. They send all that to me up front, and I'll run through, do an analysis, come up with a price, and I'll say, this is a range I think your business is going to sell in. If this is a range that makes sense to you, we can move forward. If not, I can give you, if you have a target price that's substantially higher, I can give you some direction on things you may want to do that can increase your value and help you get there. But I'm not going to, if it's too far apart, I'm not going to take it on.
Mhm.
So I always have their tax returns before I ever take the listing now. I won't take
Okay.
I won't take an engagement without it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.